Alright, you guys, so life just keeps lifing to me. I don't know what I did wrong in like a past life or something, but I just feel like nothing is going right. And I know that I have had some good positive days over the last couple of weeks, but for sure this one takes the cake on taking that positive feeling away. So, I'm going to go over some of the things, 5 things I need in my life currently, and some things that have gone on over the last couple of days that kind of have me a little bit on the edge of anxiety and worry. So, I'm going to start with the list because I feel like this is really important. And then I'll give you the big update that I'm kind of like, I don't know. So these are 5 things that I didn't realize that I needed in my life until I started to get older. Now, mind you, I'm only 35 years old. I'll be 36 over the weekend. And I know I've got plenty of life to live to get these things. But I'm noticing I need them more now than I ever did before, okay? So, number 1 is going to be health insurance. I know I said it out loud. I want to have health insurance. And I'm not just talking about, like, the health insurance that you get where you go every once in a while, costs an arm and a leg. I need legitimate health insurance to make sure that I can go to the doctor a little bit more regularly. Specifically, my specialist for my thyroid disease. I need it. I need to be able to go. I need to be able to go when I need to go, and I need it to be reasonably priced. So I guess reasonably priced healthcare. I want to be able to go to the dentist. I haven't been able to go to the dentist for about 7-8 years now. I know a lot of you think that that's gross. It's a fact of life. I brush my teeth twice a day. I mouthwash. I do all the preventative things. I floss. So that way I can ensure that if I do these things, that it's hopeful that I don't have to go to the dentist. And if I had to go to the dentist, it would be an extreme emergency situation, right? The other thing that I haven't had throughout all of my adult life is the ability to obtain insurance for vision. So whenever they ask you to sign up for health insurance, you're like, okay, I'll take the health insurance. And then you realize that the insurance comes with dental and vision. And you're like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I can add that on to what I already owe. And not only do I need health insurance, but my husband needs health insurance. He needs dental insurance and vision. And I asked him, I said, how long ago was it that you went to the dentist? He's like, I honestly couldn't tell you. So health insurance, or insurance in general. Another thing that I need is positive relationships. Positive relationships really matter most to me now, specifically since I already went through a lot of weeding out negative relationships in my life. I don't want to talk to somebody on the other end of the phone or sit across from them at a lunch or get together for them to tell me a bunch of negative things. I don't want them to tell me, oh, you can't move across the United States, Amanda. That's unrealistic. Don't go and buy that manufactured home because it's old. Don't get that job. Don't quit doing gig working. Don't, right? Just constant negativity. And I have one friend where we are very, very close in our ability to talk about finances, debts, bills, jobs, all the things. And she's like me, and she's done a little bit of everything. A jack of all trades, master of none. For me, it's master of some. But at the same time, she's a good positive friendship, because I was like, I'm considering jumping states. And she was like, now would be the time. Now would be the time. Why wait till you're miserable to the point where you can't afford to even eat? So I appreciate my positive friendships, and some of them I get from you guys, which is amazing, and I appreciate that dearly, because it's needed. You don't realize you're needing these things until you're almost middle-aged, and you're like, I really kind of need that in my life right now. So positive relationships are important. And I feel very grateful to have the positive relationship that I do with my husband, because we are best friends first. Okay? Peace of mind. It's another one on my list. Peace of mind that I know that I can survive if I did all these different things. Knowing that I have certain things down. And knowing that no matter what, I'm able to make it through the next hurdle in life. So having a little bit of peace of mind. Okay? Another one is consistency. I'm sick of having inconsistencies in my life. I went from living in an apartment to being evicted to sleeping in my car. Well, technically living off grid, then sleeping in my car. Ending a huge relationship in my 35 years of living. And having to rebuild my life all over again in my late 20s. My very late 20s. And to be honest with you, you guys, I've been through so many different little situations that amounted to big things over the last 10 years that I'm ready for some consistency in life. And I know it's hard because life can be inconsistent forever, right? But I need some consistency. And I think being able to have the consistency, the peace of mind, the positive relationships, and of course, making sure I can take care of myself with health insurance would be a positive. Okay? The other thing that I really need, and this is like the top of the list, is I need stability. Stability. It's number one on this little list of this little piece of paper. I need stability in where I'm going to live, the car I drive, the job I have, and trying to figure out what stability looks like in some of the not so positive relationships in my life. But I want stability so badly that I continue to grab at straws. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. My area is pretty slow. The whole area is pretty slow. And if a recession is going to hit, it's going to hit here first. Why? Because that's how this works here. I've lived here all my life. The center of Oregon is not a game playing just area. The whole area is based off of tourism. If people are not coming to stay, to do outdoor activities, to shop, to spend money, to rent, it goes to die here. Everything goes to die here. It has been like that all of my life living here. I have literally lived here since the early 90s, and I have seen the demographic go like this my whole life. Oh, things are good. Oh, now they're not. Oh, now they're good. Now they're not. And that is part of living in a tourist area. This is a trap. This is the cover of a magazine. This is a mirage. People decide, oh, I'm going to live here. It's great. It's going to be like this all the time. What you see in the summertime, 3 months out of the year. It's not like that the other months out of the year. And then you live here and you realize that you're caught up, right? And you're like, I'm doing all these fun things. And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, this is a hard place to make it. And you really only get 2 types of folks living here. Really. Let's be honest. There is poverty level folks, which poverty here looks a little different from poverty all over the United States because we are making a better hourly wage, but we're taxed heavily on our income here in Oregon because we're not paying taxes on a lot of other things. And the other thing that is different here is that there are no jobs in the wintertime. There's just no jobs. And if you have a job in the wintertime that's 40 hours a week, you better be doing a little bit of this, because it's not like that all the time. And a lot of people have to work multiple jobs to stay here. And if you're not that person, if you're not doing what I'm doing, where you're working 5 million jobs to survive and pulling at straws, you're not making it. I have a friend and her husband that are leaving officially for good. They're moving, I believe, all the way to Georgia. They're moving to Georgia. And I have other friends who've moved to the South, and they finally got fed up. Her husband said, I'm done. I'm done. I'm posting all of this stuff for sale. We're putting our house on the market. We're done. I'm done struggling here. I've worked X amount of jobs in such amount of time, and I'm getting over it. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. So it's sad to see more friends go, but it happens to me all the time, and it's happened to me all my life, all my childhood. I would get a friend, and then 3-4 months later, winter would hit or something would change and their family would move. It's just what I'm used to. But I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And it's not from lack of working. It's not from lack of trying. And I know a lot of you go, just go get a better job. If I could do it, I would. There are not that many jobs here. Yeah, summertime's coming, but people aren't hiring the way that they were. They're not. There's a there's a place that Jordan wants to work. It's kind of like a hardware store, but it's more of a specialty. And he was like, last year he wanted to work there. He's like, I don't know about now, but he wanted to work there. He's like, it's close to home. It's something that I seem to enjoy to do. I like to do projects. He doesn't want to be in construction. He likes projects, little projects that he's been doing around the house. Well, they're not hiring this year. They literally don't have their hiring sign like they did for 2 years in a row down the street. Now hiring, summer work, whatever it may be. But I hadn't even told him that I didn't see the hiring sign in there this year, because he probably already knows. And it's like that everywhere. And if you're gonna work, it's gonna likely be part-time. And even myself, I'm kind of feeling the pinch. I'm like, I'm not working as much doing gig work. I'm not able to obtain a full-time job right now. And it sucks to say that that's the case. It sucks to be like, hey, I might have to work 3 part-time jobs to make it. And I guess I'm a little bit put off because the driving job, I did not realize something, and I probably should have asked this a long time ago. They only have 3 electric cars. And how many drivers? Am I going to get enough time in the car to make it worth my while? I don't know. I did my last test drive. I was pretty gung-ho about it, and you guys know me. If I'm passionate about something, I'm going to run with it. So now I'm sitting here on a Tuesday. Well, by the time you see this, it's going to be Tuesday. And I am legitimately not sure what I'm going to do. Because I'm not in that electric car working yet. I don't know how many hours I'm going to get in the car. I'm not sure how many days. I really reiterated to the couple who owns the business that I need consistency. And they're like, oh yeah, you're going to make some money doing this, all the things. I know what money can be made doing Uber, Lyft, and cab work. It is the most popular and the most sought out gig work that you can find. But I just don't know. I feel this eerie, icky feeling about there only being 3 cars. That means 3 drivers in the morning, 3 drivers in the evening, 3 drivers doing, overnights. And it just kind of almost feels too good to be true. And I wish that something could change my mind about that, and maybe there will be something down the road. But I've already started to put my irons in other fires to try to figure out what I'm going to do as far as making an income. And then there's the biggest piece of them all. Someone asked me why I can't just go back to McDonald's. They know I don't want to work there. And it's not the job, it's the lack of pay. They know I don't want to work there for $13.70 an hour. They know. They know I don't. Because you take $13.70 an hour times however many hours, you're not going to get 40, let me tell you. You're not going to get 40. And then they take 28% away with your income tax and all the bells and whistles, Social Security, workman's comp, all the different things, right? So, and the reason I know that is because I genuinely have a calculator on my phone that I pay 99 cents a month to, that actually was referred to me by an HR person to calculate hourly wage, hours a week, and then whatever state you're in and your withholdings, okay? So, it wouldn't be enough for me to live off of. That's why I don't work at McDonald's. And they know it. I've lived here all of my adult life. They know me. They know me. I've worked for them a handful of times in different aspects of my life. And at one point in time, it was a great part-time job in the evenings, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. But I need something consistent and full-time with health benefits. That was the other thing. I never worked enough hours at McDonald's to obtain health benefits or dental or vision or anything, really. And that's the same with most other jobs that I've had in the fast food realms. A lot of people say, go back to college. Are you going to pay for me to live while I go to college? Because it's been almost 20 years since I got into school. And I know for you, that seems like, oh, you'll make it. You could figure out a way to do it. I'd have to go sit in a classroom, folks, and actually probably start at the very bottom. Because it's been so long since I've been to school and done any of the work. I can't even remember the last time I used algebra. I do basic math. Budgeting obtains basic math. Adding, subtracting, dividing, multiplying. I don't use any other skills in math for anything. I'm not saying I'm too stupid to go to school. I'm just saying that I don't have consistency in my everyday life. Why would you ever suggest me to go to school when my life is up in the air right now? I don't even know where I'm going to be in 6 months, let alone 4 years, or even 2 years to get a 2-year degree. And unfortunately, my husband and I are on the list for all of the trades. Everybody wants to do a trade here. Every single human being who comes here and realizes, oh, this is where they're making the money. Construction, concrete, roofing, plumbing, electrical, HVAC tech, all those things have a wait list. And Jordan did not know, but when he applied, it's a long years of wait list to be a plumber. So that's another thing to consider. There's even a wait to go to do nails and hair, which I know I probably shouldn't look at you like that, because maybe some of you guys are nail techs and hairdressers. That's not the thing for me. My mom was a hairdresser, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But do what you can with what you got, because it's all you have to work with. I'm going to take my list and go try to figure some things out and call the cab company and be honest. All right, I gotta go. Bye, guys. By the way, I dislike having the conversation that I don't want to have with